Oh, hello everybody. Happy winter solstice.
Happy winter solstice.
Yeah, and welcome to Sylvia and Denice's winter solstice show. We're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna play with our cards and our did you bring your dowsing rods?
I did.
Good. Okay. All right, pendulums, cards. We're gonna do some candle work today. We're just gonna have some fun. We're gonna do a little bit of solstice celebration.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, but it's been, it's just been a crazy last week or whatever. I mean, yesterday, well, for the past week, I had a migraine. I could not get rid of it. Terrible migraine. And I mean, I had a Reiki session with someone, and I mean, I thought I was burning up. Hot flashes. It was just ridiculous what these people are going through. It's such a transition phase right now. But yesterday, when I was getting ready for our show, it was like there was this huge block on my brain. I couldn't think. It was just like scattered. It was like, and it's like purging, everything all at once. It was like in the middle of a beehive. It was just,
That's a perfect way to describe it.
Yeah. So, but I know you've been experiencing a lot of stuff too.
Yes, and it woke me up last night. I thought, I'm like, oh, this is fine. Yeah, everything's getting better. The winter solstice, I could feel like the really positive energy, and I was fine. We have had a lot of Ascension flu symptoms, and now that the Schumann resonance is just pounding us constantly, honestly, I can't tell anymore. Is it a cold? Is it the flu? Is it Ascension symptoms? Maybe it's all three. Honestly, I don't know, because they're all amped. And it woke me up at midnight, just slightly after midnight, and bing, I was wide awake after 4 hours of sleep, because I go to bed super early on school nights because my kids have to wake up really early. But it woke me up after midnight, and I could feel the waves in my body, in the whole room, very vibrating. It felt like I was in the ocean, but yet on top of the ocean, because you can feel the waves undulating. And I felt like I drank 10 cups of coffee. Like it was like, yeah, let's go. But then came the lull, like the crash kind of, because I started picking up interference. I started picking up like, oh, we set off some matrix alarms here, because they're like, hey, over there, high vibes over there, let's knock them down. And I could feel them trying to yank me down. And I'm like, oh, here it comes. And like weird dreams. And I mean, of course, dreams have been nuts forever. And so I wanted to give out some channels that have helped me that are free, because I know a lot of us are, some of us are struggling financially. And sometimes you can afford it, but sometimes you really can't. But we all need help right now. So some YouTube channels that have really helped me a lot. One of them is called Angelic Harmony Therapy. Her name is Georgie Dean, and she channels angel music. I know some people have a problem with angels. Since I was a child, have a very deep connection with angels. So for me, that has helped me tremendously. So check that out. And it's just very peaceful, calming music, because we were talking before we got on that it feels like we're picking up everybody's stuff. And like just the anxiety is like, whoa, it's really high. And this will calm you back to center. She has a lot of free meditations that you can do, a lot of healings, and it's free, but you can also book a session with her. Also another channel, 10 of Cups Ministries. It's the number 10 of Cups Ministries. Her name is Sonia Evans, Sonja Evans. And you can sign up for her newsletter, and she does free new moon, full moon healing calls, and they're totally free. But again, you can buy and purchase a session with her as well. Another one, Summer Hawk Wolf. She is a shaman and she does sessions as well, but she has a lot of free content on her YouTube channel. And one of them is the Archangel Michael clearing that you can do every morning and every night to clear just everybody's junk off of you, including your own. Because like I was talking to Denice before we started recording, I said, you know, they use those negative cords from us to the other people in our lives to trigger us so that they can feed off of us. They feed off of me, then they feed off of them, and they're just at a buffet. And the more angry and triggered you get, they're like, yeah, you know, you're feeding them more loosh. No, don't do it. Don't participate. So we're saying like, you know, every time we do something to raise our vibration, it's like we're saying no to them and we're sending in our power, kind of like with an abusive partner. And you're like, no, you're not going to abuse me anymore. So you're saying no to the dark energy. No, you're not going to feed off of me. You're not going to abuse me, and you're not going to control my thoughts. There's a really good Archangel Metatron prayer on that Summer Hawk Wolf channel also, where you call in Archangel Metatron and you ask him to focus your thoughts on the highest vibration possible. So you're clearing out anything that is not of a high vibration and you're laser focusing on high vibes, which I feel right now we have to be very focused. It's kind of like we're walking that tightrope. Don't look down, just keep looking forward, very focused, very intention. And if we focus our intentions, I feel like you're like, oh, okay, I did it. You know, I got through that tightrope. Because that's like how it kind of feels when we're going through these wobbly, weird energies, like you're walking a tightrope and you're kind of like holding your breath and your belly's clenched and you're like, you know? So we need balance. So indulge, take care of yourself, take a hot bath and listen to these channels, and I hope they help you. And there's a lot of free stuff out there. And comment below if you have something that's free that can help us. Comment below so that everybody can see. We need to share our tools, especially right now.
You know, it's interesting that you talk about breath, holding your breath. So hold that thought right now. But I just want to make two comments about the angels. When I go in, it's kind of maybe the last year that it started. When I go in and work with someone, I'm a sword bearer. And it is so much damn fun because I get to use my sword and, I mean, chase the dark entities off these people. It's just ridiculous. So I don't know if it's Michael's sword that I'm using or my own sword.
Probably, yeah.
So, but sword bearer. But then I want to also say too, you know, the empaths and the volunteers and the star seeds, you know, especially the empaths, you know, Sylvia said we tend to take on the energies, especially now. And I think a lot of us are taking them on because we're kind of softening them a little bit for everybody else, you know, because I just think a lot of people need a little bit more help. And that's why we're here. We're just kind of integrating and taking them in and grounding them and softening them a little bit so everybody else can, you know, even though it's hard, I think it'd be a lot harder if there weren't people like us here to kind of buffer a little bit.
Yeah, and for our families and for our friends, we're doing it for wherever you work. There's no mistake, there's no accident. You've been placed there for a reason, for your community, your town.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're greater than we realize. Sometimes we don't know who we are, like.
For sure. But you know, there are, on the other side, there are people who are already waking up and they're already totally changing their life. And my daughter is one of them. And, you know, she went through the cancer journey and I knew that coming out the other side of this was going to totally change her life. And I told her this. And she just told me this week, she works for the county, in Colorado, northern Colorado. So she's kind of like a headhunter. She helps the county find placements for, you know, jobs that are open. But she is going to become a doula, which is midwife assistant. And so that's a complete different change. And the synchronicities that are just opening up for her, it's ridiculous. So she's
That's beautiful.
yeah. So more and more people are, you know, and really she likes helping other people, and she feels this is just a better way of, you know, something that feeds her soul a little bit more instead of working.
Wow, how magical that what she went through, that all those mommy issues, and now she's gonna help other women be mommies. How
Yes.
beautiful.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, yeah,
Yes.
you know, with her endometriosis and all that, like you said, I mean, she has so much knowledge now. And so I'm really excited for her. And it's almost like, oh, can I start all over again and do something like that? You know?
Hey, you can. We can.
Yeah.
It's never too late. We can do anything. And I feel like, you know, the 3D has programmed us into thinking, I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough. Yes, you are.
Mm-hmm.
Experiment, try.
Yeah. So, but okay, well, let's get on to the fun part of the show today. This morning, oh, I wonder if I can share. I'm going to move this candle without lighting myself on fire. I'm an air sign, and everybody knows me. If you get Denice anywhere near fire, look. But I'm going to screen share this picture that I got this morning of the sunrise.
Ooh. Oh, my sky was totally pink this morning. So beautiful.
Was it there? I was thinking about you in
Arizona.
yeah. I can't do two things at once here.
Well, I'll chit chat while you do that.
Okay.
So this winter solstice is even more magical. Ooh, oh my goodness, that looks like a painting.
It is, and I was just thinking, man, this morning, you know, I'm always up about 5 o'clock, and I couldn't wait for the sun to rise this morning because I knew it was going to be fantastic. And this is right off my back deck, and that's towards the east, of course, looking towards the light up. But
so beautiful.
It was just weird. It was almost like a watercolor. And so I had to get a picture, and then of course that's when I decided I was gonna wait to pull my cards while we did the show, but it was like, no, you have to do the cards right now. You have to do the cards right now. So it's like, okay. So speaking of holding your breath, I mean, you just affirmed what one of the cards was that I got, and I'm gonna turn the screen share off here. So I did a 3 card. What I did was past, present, and future. And
what did you ask when you were pulling the cards?
Oh, thank you. I was talking about what's going on right now with this ascension and what everybody's going through right now with this ascension. And like you said, we gonna get on the other side of this or what? You know,
right? This is like the longest bridge ever.
Yeah, it's like the cycle just keeps recycling. So first card I got, and I used my earth magic cards, which I love. So this first card is forest, and it is breath. And so I had to write some notes down when I pulled each card. And so with the force and breath, this is the past now. This is when all of this started. Okay, when we were first starting, okay, there's something going on. Okay, you know, we got this going on. Okay, so it's all about when we decide to take that deep breath and hold it and take that plunge. It was when we decided, okay, we're gonna.
Well, that's exactly what it feels like a plunge.
Yeah. And so, but it's also that quick breath, you know, it's like, oh gosh, you know, I don't know. It's like the fight or flight. Should I just not do it and run, or should I fight and just stick with this? and we know that the battle ahead, because we know the battle ahead is going to be tough, but it's also a reminder that Gaia and all of our natural realms, she's doing this with us. So we always have that help to somewhat keep us somewhat in balance. So the second card I pulled was the present, and that was the full moon card. And that's
wow, how appropriate.
Yeah.
You can't make that up. That's so
I know.
funny.
I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't even go through this deck because I just got these cards and I'm still learning this deck, and it's like I love that I don't know this deck that much because it's such a surprise.
Right.
But so once again, the full moon. It's right now we're breathing through the purge.
Oh, we're Lamaze breathing.
Yes, that transition. We're in that transition. So we have reached the culmination of this long cycle of rebirth, and we have completed. We're coming to the completion of our mission. So the future card, which I think we've with the solstice, we've stepped into that now.
Yeah.
Emergence. Dragon.
Oh, beautiful. Emergence? Are you serious? That's seriously the card you got. Wow.
That's seriously the card I got. Yeah.
And we were just talking about it feeling like when you're giving birth, when you're like, never mind, I don't think I want to do this. It hurts too much. I want to leave. And you can't. It's like, no, honey, you got to finish.
You can't turn back now. You've come this far. There's no turning back. So we've gone through the transition phase, and we emerged into the next cycle of our lives. And the card also said that this will be a rapid emergence.
Wow.
And it will come on unexpectedly for many of us. You know who they are. A lot of us, oh my God, I'm not prepared for this, but yeah, you are prepared. And so it's all about letting go of our ego-filled defenses and illusions of being less than who we are.
Yeah.
And this is an emergence into expanded consciousness and heightened perceptual capacities. So our flux capacitor is in full mode right now. The future. So this is inevitable. Just surrender to the flow and gracefully move into this new cycle. So no wonder they wanted me to pull those right away this morning.
Wow, how perfect. You couldn't have planned that. I mean, like, wow. That's so specific. I know. And so validating.
It really
and so hopeful.
Yeah. I think we've done it. I think we're there now, and I think we just have to realize it.
That's what it is. I feel like it's kind of like that PTSD where you're like, you're not, like when you get an abused dog and you go to pet it and it thinks you're gonna hit it, but you're not. You want to pet it, but it doesn't know. It thinks it's still in that other environment. And you're like, you're safe, honey. You're okay. We love you. Nobody's going to hurt you. But they have to be like, let me test it out a bit. Let me see if you're okay, So
It's
I think.
Well, it's that muscle memory, It's they've learned to expect, it's like this. We're so used to this is the norm. This is how it's really supposed to be. And
combat.
That it starts to feel good. No, that's not. No.
Oh, you're right. You can get addicted to that. What has been helping me a lot with these channels that I provided for everybody, those YouTube channels, and on my own, just try to focus on your heart chakra. You're always talking about that. Focus on your heart and just sink into that feeling of love and send it to myself, to my baby self, and to all the versions of myself. And then from then I send it to my kids and my friends and my family members. And then beyond that, I send it to people that I may be in conflict with. Oh my goodness, that is so healing when you send it to people you're in conflict with. And what I've been playing around with is because we can create our reality, you just have to focus on it. So wherever you're focusing on, that's what you're going to make grow, right? So play around with the idea of whoever you're in conflict with, imagine it another way, the ideal way, like the perfect way. What would they say? What would they do? What would they be wearing? How would you react? You will fascinate yourself and really surprise yourself by the emotion that it evokes in you, because really, we all want peace. And as much as you may think you hate them or you're mad at them, when you do that, wow, it makes your heart feel so huge and so open. And suddenly you're aligned to all these possibilities that you're like, oh, wow, anything is possible. We can get over this. This is ridiculous. Why are we fighting? You know?
Well, hate it's a energy leak.
Yeah.
It leaks energy from our heart center. And who's feeding on that when that's leaking?
Wow.
More louche. So what you're saying is so true.
Well, babe, because I mean, I do it, it works. I feel the difference. So play around with it. I mean, you don't have to take our word for it. Try it out. And you might come up with something else. Your guidance might tell you, switch it up, do this, do that. Follow your instincts. You're your best guide. And another thing that I've been guided to do the other night, sometimes I get messages in my sleep. It's that little space between waking up and being asleep. But it's like I hear my voice, but it's another me, if that makes sense, talking to me. And sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. And the times that I don't, I'm like, what did I say? I don't remember. But this time I remembered, and I heard, stop eating bread. So I stopped eating bread. And I feel like it's because it's the bread is kind of messing with whatever I'm receiving somehow, some way. Because I think we don't know what foods really affect us, or if we have an allergic reaction. Maybe we don't even know. Like maybe you just think that's how you are, but maybe you're not like that, So I listened, because I love bread, okay? So it's not like, oh yeah, let's give up bread. No, I was like, dang it. Because I already gave up cheese, so I'm like, bread too. So I gave it up because I was curious. I wanted to see, I wonder what happens. Because, we're always asking for things. I want more abilities. I want my psychic abilities. Well, what if this is the key to that? Like they say we have a brain in our stomach. We have a brain in our spine and your brain. So there's 3. And they say my gut. Well, that's your brain. That's one of your brains. So, and another thing that I've received guidance on is to do the master cleanse. I've never done it. Have you? Have you ever done the master cleanse? So all it is distilled water, lemon, fresh lemon juice, and organic maple syrup and cayenne pepper. Now, the reason my guidance told me to do the master cleanse is because we store emotions and trauma in our intestines. And they gave it to me as a tool to release the past. I encourage anybody who's curious. I mean, you can do it for 3 days. You can do it for more than 3 days. I had a friend who did it for 11 days. Wow. She's a champion. I don't know how she did it, but I'm just going to see how it goes. And she says it's really delicious. It tastes like lemonade. So there is preparation that you have to do. So look it up. I drink coffee. I would have to detox from coffee before the master cleanse. So 3 days before, I'm going to supplement green tea so that I don't get a caffeine headache. So I'm going to start drinking green tea 3 days before. And then you're supposed to only eat vegetable soup 3 days before to prepare your body so that it doesn't total freak out when you're not eating anything. And I mean, I'm not a doctor. This is just my guidance. I'm going to try it out because I would like to release that trauma. I would like to release, when I was meditating and asking, what intention should I set for this cleanse? And I heard, and I knew it was going to be emotional stuff, but I didn't know like how to word it. And I was told addictions. You're going to release all addictions. So when I heard addictions, I mean, I don't drink, I don't smoke, but we can have other addictions, people addictions, people pleasing, saying yes, you know, never telling anybody no because you don't want to hurt their feelings, food, coffee, relationships, the past, holding on to the past. Oh my goodness, I want to let that crap go. I don't want to hold on to it. Literally and figuratively, right? So I encourage anybody who wants to try it, Google it, the Master Cleanse. And or any version of that. You can do any version that you would like. I mean, you can do a green smoothie cleanse where you just do green smoothies. Some people are really hardcore and they just do water. I don't know how they do water. Wow. I don't know if I could do, maybe someday.
There's a place in Germany that does that, and you can cleanse, you can, no food, they just give you water and some kind of special juice for 21 days. And
oh my goodness.
Yeah, people who have like really bad illnesses or cancer. But you know, it's interesting because these people, they'll do this and they're monitored. I mean, and then they do a lot of like saunas, but it's those like steam things that you go into and just your head is sticking out.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of people will do it and then they'll go home and go right back to their old diet again, and then they gotta come back a year later.
And, yeah, thanks for saying that, because that's another thing. After you finish this cleanse, you got to go back to the way you started. So then you would have to do the soup again for 3 days, only soup, and then if you're going to start drinking coffee again, I want to see if I can quit it. I want to see if I can. I'm going to try. I don't know, because me and coffee are best friends. So I don't know,
well,
but I'm going to try.
When you eat bread, are you eating organic, non-GMO bread? Okay.
Nope.
So this is really interesting. I was just talking to Sharon Daphne, and I did a few videos with her, and she was really, really sick a couple months ago, and she thought it was like celiac. Oh, I can't do gluten. So she's like, it's got to be something else, because like me, I can do breads if I make them myself, and but I couldn't figure out what the difference was. And she goes, I figured it out. She says, it's not the gluten. She says it's the glyphosate that's in the bread, the flour,
what is that?
the wheat. And
the wheat.
Yeah. So she says that is what's making everybody sick. And I said, you know, it's funny because I'm very sensitive to sugar, and I took myself off for sugar, but every once in a while I'll make something for my husband, and I'll make sure I use organic ingredients and like organic sugar, and maybe I'll substitute with honey or something like that. And I'm not sick the next day. And she's like, yeah, she says it's because the glyphosate is in so much. And we know how horrible that is for you. You know, it's just killing all of us. So
and what does it cause? What does it cause in the body? Like inflammation, or what is it? Because I didn't know I had any kind of an allergy or reaction. I just heard it very clearly, stop eating bread. And I'm like, okay, it's for a reason. And once you get to that level of trust with your team, miracles will happen. I just do it because I'm nosy, and I want to see what happens, because it's always magical. When they tell me to do something and I do it, it's like, wow, I never thought this was possible.
Well, it is an ability. I mean, when you know, and I do that too, I'll challenge myself, you know, vegetarian, and then I'll be vegan for a while, and I'll go back to vegetarian, and then maybe I'll have chicken once in a while. If my body says, hey, girl, you need a little protein, or you need a little chicken.
Right. Listen to yourself. Yeah. There's no right or wrong.
Yeah. So you really can't go, oh, vegan all the way, or because everybody's different. Everybody has a different blood type, and you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you can't really beat up other people.
Or, you know, it's not just about the blood type thing. What I've noticed, because when there was a lot of talk online in the spiritual community about everybody fasting, they were fasting. That's when a friend of mine did her master cleanse for 11 days. There was people only drinking water for like weeks. And I'm like, wow, that's hardcore. I can't do that.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, why am I not in that because we're all receiving the same messages, we're feeling the same energy. Why is my body not calling for that too? And I was told it's because you're going through something that requires you to be very grounded to the earth, very focused, probably because of the legal stuff is and I mean, I need to be clear in the driver's seat, paying attention, grounded. So that could be another reason. If you guys are going through something that's heavy and you need to transmute that for yourself, for your family, if you're the matriarch, perhaps, you're the energy source. So you need your calories. I mean, I was the total opposite. Everybody was going on a fast. They weren't eating anything. I was eating everything constantly. So I thought that was so weird. But see, and you do tend to think, oh my God, what's wrong with me? Why am I a weirdo? Why am I not, we want to be with the other kids,
Yeah.
But listen to your body. Your body is telling you for a reason, because you have very specific requirements just for you.
Yeah. Well, when I decided to become vegan, it took me a lot of years to do that, because I had to get my body used to that. And,
right.
But still, still I have to have chicken once in a while, and maybe fish once in a while, or, I still need to do the cheese once in a while, but I have to be careful with how much cheese I eat, because then that will give me headaches. So there you go, it's balanced, too much.
Yeah. And also when you, don't be surprised when you give something up like that. Be very gentle with yourself. Make sure you have the time and the space to recover. Be super gentle, because you may get, the healing crisis feelings where you feel like crap and you feel like you have a cold or a headache. Just drink tons of water and take lots of hot baths, which mimics like that sauna experience. It makes you sweat. Make sure if you're going to do that, do it for 40 minutes hot, so you can sweat.
Oh, for sure, because I'm
working out, moving so you could sweat.
Yeah.
You need to sweat, but then replace that water, because you need that water to flush everything out.
And do some soul water, do some Himalayan salt in the water. But, I was working on a 16-year-old girl, and who was taking 13 ibuprofen a day.
What? Why?
Well, I think it was because her parents were going through a divorce at that time. So I was working with her, and she went through a healing crisis. And I warned her mom. I said, she's probably going to go through a healing crisis. I mean, 13, it's surprising that her liver is still working. She's young, so she had that on. But she had a healing crisis. She developed a high fever, and she jumped out of her bedroom window. And luckily, it was winter time. She's on the second story and into the snow.
Oh my God. And the liver is anger. She has a lot of anger.
She was. I had her doing a lot of letters, Write letters, but don't send them. Just
write letters and burn them, but don't reread it. You don't want to put that energy back into you. And say everything you would say, all the ugly stuff, like the low blows, do it. Just everything. Or how much you love them. Whatever, get it off your chest, but then don't look at it and burn it, and imagine yourself releasing it. That's what I do, and it helps. Or if you don't want to write a letter, talk to them. I light a candle and I pretend that's their higher self, and I tell that candle all the shit, everything. I just yell at that candle, and then I let it burn out. And when it's burned out, I say to myself, it's gone.
There you go. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Never thought of that. Yeah. But
you can be creative. Make it up. Make it up. Whatever you want.
It's all intention. It really is. There's no right or wrong way of doing anything, and the best ones are the ones that you come up with yourself,
Yeah, because that's your team telling you.
Yeah. So You want to do, what do you want to do? You want to do a little dowsing first? You want to do a little candle magic first?
Sure, I just wanted to talk about this full moon. A
Oh,
lot of people
yeah.
might be feeling super emotional because it's in Cancer. Cancer's a water sign. So even if you're not a Cancer, in astrology, the 3 water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So if you have any of those, sun, moon, or rising, or personal planets, your Venus, your Mars, your Mercury are in those, you're gonna feel it. It might trigger you. It doesn't mean it will, but it may. But look at it. What is it trying to show you? It's at 0 degrees. It's a full moon, so that means the ending of something, so something new can come in. And Cancer represents the mother, women, fertility, home, and family. And look at where it's Christmas, and there's a lot of family, a lot of focus on moms, a lot of focus on mothers driving themselves nuts to get everything ready, the cooking, the presents, you know, everything. And it's just like this mountain. I remember when I was in the 3D game and my kids were little, I mean, it's like, it's for them. You want that experience for them. Thank goodness they're awake now and they're teenagers, so they're, you know, low maintenance. But at the time, I really drove myself to the brink of insanity, working 12-hour shifts or more in that fast-paced, crazy law enforcement 911 environment, then no sleep, getting all the presents, shopping, having to hide it, getting all the food ready, planning the menu, cleaning the house, hosting. Oh my goodness. That was, I don't know how I did it. Looking back, I'm like, oh, that's Wonder Woman. I don't know why? And it was like, I didn't even like these people. And I'm like, why am I going crazy worrying about what present to get somebody? They don't like me. I don't like them. It's just to save face and look good. And then when I started waking up, I changed, but I wasn't fully awake yet. But I looking back, I can see. Then I started only getting presents for kids, no adults. Because I'm like, this is ridiculous. You're a freaking adult. You can buy your own present, right? So I saw the shift in myself. And they didn't like it, but I'm like, too bad. Yeah. This is, you know, I'm going to be real. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be fake.
Well, and reality bites too, because look at how much time and energy, because we want it always to be perfect for them, and it never is.
No.
It never is.
Something burns, somebody doesn't show up, somebody shows up drunk, somebody fights, the cops get called, whatever. So we need to focus on happy. So now I try to focus on what would be fun. What game could I play with the kids? Let's make cookies. Let's do something fun, because those are the memories you're going to remember. Or just share funny stories of when you did burn the turkey or whatever.
Yeah. When we were dumb and caught up into all that, you know, last for Thanksgiving, my daughter was here, and we made our Yule Logs and decorated our Yule Logs. So that's what we did, you know, because
good. Make it your own.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is. And you know, if you need to eat junk food, damn it, eat junk food. If you need to drink wine, whatever. Like enjoy yourself. Give yourself permission to have fun, as long as you're not hurting anyone. And it's all in balance. So don't go overboard, because your body won't allow it anymore. I feel like we're being yanked to have balance. So with the holidays, I am going to eat bread, even though I was told not to, just to enjoy a dinner with my kids. I am going to eat whatever I want. Maybe I won't even want it. I don't know. But I'm not going to say, oh, you have to blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not going to impose rules on myself, because there's no need. We don't need to be perfect. And who the hell is going to know if I'm eating bread or not? Nobody. There's not like a cosmic report card.
Right. You know? At least just eat organic. That way you won't feel sick.
Or if you do, you'll just pay for it later.
No, you just have to go, we'll see what I did. See, I did it to myself. So
yeah, or I bless your food. I feel like that can transmute a lot. Bless it.
Yeah.
Thank it. Be super grateful for it. Surround it in love and light, and you can transmute a lot with that.
I do that with
I did want to discuss some manifesting strategies, and you can share yours. This is a really potent, hyper potent, even more than the New Year, gateway to manifest. And I've noticed I've been doing it without even realizing, and I'm like, oh, I did that. And I mean, I wasn't even like really hyper focused or anything, and it's been small things. And I've manifested things. So I'm like, oh, I feel like I want to tell everybody so that you can take advantage of this window that we have. And today's the solstice on the 21st. And then we have the full moon in Cancer tomorrow. So, I mean, we're in this energy for a while. So like, enjoy your holidays, or before the holiday gets here, do a little something for yourself. What do you want to bring in? So a way that I have found that has worked really, like, eerily well, and I don't even know how I stumbled upon this, but it's magical, and play with it, make it your own. I listen to the miracle tone frequency on YouTube, the solfeggio frequencies. 432 hertz is a miracle tone. Find whichever one you like. And sit, make sure you have privacy, that you're not going to get interrupted. And I set a little cooking timer for like 5 minutes per thing that I want to focus on. So I'll make a little list so that I can refer to it quickly. And like, say, finances, love, whatever. You want to heal a situation, whatever. So make your little list, and that way you can, you know, cross it off. You can do this every day if you want. You could do it every night. You could do it every morning, whatever. So you play the miracle tone, you set your timer for 5 minutes, or however long you want. If you want to fantasize about it longer, do it longer. So I do 5 minutes on each theme. And then, so you just sit back and you visualize. You're watching a movie in your mind, in your third eye. And that's how you can exercise your third eye, by visualizing, by fantasizing. So you hyper focus on details. So what are you wearing? What are they wearing? What do they say? I mean, down to everything. Oh, the doorbell rang. Oh, who is it? Go open the door. What am I wearing? What are they wearing? Is there perfume? Can you smell something? Can you hear something? What do you feel? Are you surprised? Are you excited? Are you, you know, try to make it positive. This is positive. So all the details. Then you speak it. So what are they saying? What am I saying? We're acting it out like a little movie, but you have your eyes closed, and yes, like a crazy person, you're talking, you're acting it out. You're saying good morning, whatever. Oh, you brought me flowers, or whatever. And you just try to get as detailed and maximize that feeling of, oh, when they say all the right things that you want them to say, when you tell them, oh, I'm making so much money, I'll pay for it, or whatever, you know, whatever your little fantasy is, and you can change it. So I wouldn't get bored. I would change the story every time I would go back in to do my imagination, my little visualization. So act it out. So you're hearing, you're feeling, you're in that energy, and imagine it the way you want it to unfold. You are God's source. You are everything, Alpha, Omega, everything. So in that little movie that you want to bring into your reality, you imagine it going exactly the way that you want. Not reality, not what's happening now. Who cares about that? That doesn't exist right now. Right now, we're in this movie. Right now, this is what we're focusing on. And if you cry, that just amplifies it even more. Let yourself cry. Like, really get in it. Just be so happy, so in love, so excited, so whatever. And so you do that. Then your timer goes off. You move on to your next theme. If you do this, you will see results. I don't know how it's going to show up. Don't, like, let it go. After you do this, don't think about it. Don't be like, where is it? Where is it? Where's that bus? No, leave it alone. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. Just like a cake is baking. If you pull it out too fast, you open the oven and you let the heat out, and then it's going to be raw in the middle, and you don't want raw cake. You want delicious spongy cake. So you leave it alone, and challenge yourself to do this every day if you can. I did it for every day. and I sold a junky piece of garbage boat that I didn't think anybody would buy. And I had two guys fighting over it, and they gave me $400 for it. I'm like, oh, what? And I was shocked, and I bought this computer with it. So, I mean,
Yep.
You don't know how it's going to manifest, but don't vice grip it, you know, OCD control the crap out of it. Leave it alone. Let it breathe. Let Santa bring it to you. So, like, just play with it. Do it. I really recommend doing it as every day if you can. When you have a moment, when the kids are in bed, in the morning, when you're drinking your coffee, just like really indulge in that fantasy. When you're in the tub is really good too, because you're in there anyway. So, hey, kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
What do you do for manifest?
Well, you know what? There's high magic and low magic, and if you really, really, really want something desperately, you can really do the high magic. So, you want to do when the right planet is in charge. You want to do it on the right day. You want to do it at the right time. You want to use the right colors. You want to use the right numbers. So, you can expand on all of this and make it even bigger. And like, you're doing stuff like right now, during, like.
Ooh, the gateway.
Yeah, I mean, we got this triple whammy going on right now. I mean, with the energies and the solstice and the full moon and
the New Year, Christmas, everything. Yeah.
And this is when I make a lot of my candles, because all that energy is coming into my candles. So that's probably what I'm going to do tomorrow. Work, but
what a good idea. Could you give us an example of like love or finances? What planet would you work with? What color would you work with?
Well, you want to use like anything rose. So you can go out and get yourself real roses, and incorporate that into your magic. Rose quartz is another really good one. Venus, you want to do it when Venus is, present.
Well, isn't her day Friday, I think? I think she rules Friday. I'm not sure.
I'm not really sure. That's more your department. I think you can get the,
you could Google it.
The almanac, the Farmer's Almanac, keeps track of all that. It has the planets, the time, the sun, when it's rising, when it's setting, because the three power points of the day is dusk, noon, and dawn.
Ooh.
So, and if you look on the Farmer's Almanac, it tells you what time it actually is for your area. I guess you have to figure out for your area, your time zone. So yeah, you just would have to figure out, okay, I'm dealing with this emotion. What planet is dealing with this emotion? The name of the weeks are more Norse. Sunday is Sunday, Monday is Moon Day, Thursday is Thor's Day,
wow,
Friday is Freya's Day, and Wednesday, I have no clue what Wednesday is off the top of my head right now. Maybe
I knew those, and it's slipping my mind. I believe Sunday is, or Saturday is Saturn.
Yeah.
And so that's like work-related stuff. But Venus rules love and finances. So actually you could do your double hitter right there. Your love ritual, and I would imagine if you add a sweetening agent to the candle, to your candle work, or sugar to sweeten your love situation.
Yeah.
Oil.
You can you get yourself a red candle or a pink candle, and then you can inscribe on it, the symbol for the planet, the symbol, because each planet has a symbol. So you would, inscribe the symbol on there, and then you can get your oils. You can really go crazy. You can get your essential oils, rose, wood,
lavender.
And anoint your candle with that, and then, do your little ceremony, and then forget about it, because it's
that's
all
the hardest part
Yep.
of forgetting about it.
Just set the intention and then have that knowing that it's going to happen, that I deserve it, and it'll be there. But, it comes in its own time too. So,
yeah. And all possibilities exist right now. Have you ever seen that movie Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey? And he goes into the Akashic records in that library, and all timelines are right there. And he goes into the timeline where his daughter's a little girl. How interesting. You see, all possibilities are right now. So whatever you want, it's already yours. You just need to line up to that one. Let me get in the vibe of that one. So how do you do that? You feel like you have it. Like, you just relax because it's coming to you. Kind of like, you get out of school at 3:00. You don't have to question it. So just have that knowing. I know.
Yeah.
Trust.
Yeah. But like right now, you can do, like, a lot of us will do the Yule Log, and when I was still with
What is that? Can you describe that? The Yule Log?
The Yule Log. The Yule Log it's a Germanic tradition, and it's the log that you would anoint, kind of like what we were just talking about. You write out. You take a little piece of paper, and you would write out your intention for the year. What do you want to manifest for the year? And then you attach it to the Yule Log. And then during the solstice fire, you throw that into the fire, the flames go up, and the intention's there, and the energy's
wow. So that's another great idea.
Yeah. But you want to save a piece of that Yule Log for next year, and then you burn that again next year. But what we used to do is during Beltana, which is first May Day, we would the maypole. And, that's where you have all the ribbons, and then you dance around with the ribbons.
Yeah.
And your intention, your intention in the ribbon. And then everybody dances around and they wrap their ribbon around that pole. And then come solstice, you take your ribbon off, and then you burn that log in the fire along with
wow.
So that's one of the, there's many little different sects of this. But so that's what we're gonna do. Probably tomorrow. I think the kids are coming. And
how fun!
So, but you can just write out, and you can even do that if you don't have a Yule Log. You don't really need a Yule Log. All you need is your flame, your little piece of paper. Write out your intention. I wrote mine out, and I write with my raven's feather, and then I make dragon's blood. And dragon's blood is just alcohol with spices that turn the water. It turns the alcohol dark red, like cloves and cinnamon and all those really nice dark spices.
Oh, that's so cool. Anybody could do that. That's beautiful. And it must smell really good.
It really does. I know, when I open it up, it's like, it smells like Christmas. But anything that you do yourself, and you're putting your own energies and your own intention, and when you're making it, you're thinking, this is how I'm gonna, set my intentions and write out my intentions, and so then once you write out your intention for the year and your prayer for the year, you just burn it over the flame and stick it in your pot and let it go, so.
Right, and don't dig it back up. Let it go, leave it alone. Or if you're releasing somebody, because this is a full moon, you can cut cords and release people too. Do a ceremony for that, and write that letter where you want to get everything off your chest, and burn it and release it, but don't dig it back up. Don't be like ruminating over it, because that's going to poison you. Don't poison yourself. I know, it's like throwing that cake in the garbage because you're not going to eat it anymore, but then after a while you go back in and dig it out. Who's done that? Ooh, I wanted to talk about, I'm glad I wrote it down because I completely forgot. I wanted to mention before we do any rituals, call in pure source energy, white light to surround your space, declare it your divine, holy, sacred space. And what I do is I turn in each direction. So I say, I declare this my divine, holy, sacred space. Then I turn this way, then I turn all 4 directions, and imagine just white light all around you. You could call in Archangel Michael to ensure that no energy less than 100% pure light be present, and ask that this space be protected and that only the highest and best good be done while you're performing your ritual, writing your letter, setting your intention, burning your candle, whatever it is. And that way you're in a bubble of protection so that you get no interference and that nothing interferes with what you're trying to create, whether it's that visualization, anything. Just protect yourself before you go in, because you're going into the astral, and do it. Then you can come back and it's sealed, it's protected. You can ground it into Mother Earth. Imagine it going down you into roots, into the center of the earth, and give it to her and she'll grow it for you.
You know, I do something like I do that if I'm in a hurry or I'm too lazy to call in all the directions, and I just do a short one. It's as above, so below, energy come, energy flow, bright white light surround me, mountain, air, fire, and sea. And then I do, envision the light coming around me. Lately, it's been violet light. I've been working a lot with violet light.
Ooh,
Yeah, a lot of
that's beautiful. Yeah, it doesn't have to be white. That's true. Yeah, it could be the violet flame.
Yeah, so for some strange reason, that's what I've been doing. But
That's so cool. I love how it changes. Your guidance tells you.
Yeah, whatever you're called to do, you just go with it. Just go with it. Don't question it.
Another thing that I researched that came to mind was mantras. And mantra is just an affirmation. So there's monks believe if you repeat something 108 times, it really sets it into your reality. So it's kind of like a play off of the Abraham Hicks, where she says you have to be in a certain thought pattern for a certain number of seconds for you to align yourself to that and bring it to you. So it's kind of like the same reasoning. So they say chant it 108 times because you're sealing it into your timeline. So it's the same thing. So if you focus on something long enough, like setting the timer, you're bringing it into your reality because you're aligning yourself to that. And with the mantras, the monks believe the same thing. So not only do you chant it, you visualize it, but you feel it. So they all have the same thing in common. That's how you manifest.
Yeah.
And then you let it go. Again, they're all the same. Isn't that interesting?
You can do that. What is it, mala beads?
Yes. And yes, to do it 108, that way you know when to stop. It's kind of like a rosary, but I don't have one. So what I was guided to do, this is so funny, I got a Tupperware with 108 beans. Hey, it works. Until I get a mala, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing the beans. You could use anything. You can use beads. You can use Legos, whatever. Doesn't matter. As long as you count out 108 times, that way you have your eyes closed and you're really in it. So you don't have to be worrying about, anything else. You don't have to be counting. You're just doing and you're speaking and you're feeling. And that way you're invoking that energy. So all you need is 108 items, whatever they are, ribbons, whatever. Get creative, get some rocks from outside.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. That's powerful. And see, where there's a will, there's a way. You can MacGyver anything.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So, I know. I dug my sage out. I like to sage every now and then, and so I had to do this morning, and I just love the smell of this. It reminds me of I went to a healing circle once, and it was a whole bunch of women, and we just had so much fun, and we got really, really goofy. And one of the women that I went with, she's a Cherokee medicine woman.
Wow.
And so when they were spreading the the sage around, there was a piece of sage that looked like a cigarette. So she decided to light that, and we all smoked that cigarette. I mean, it just reminded me of something that made us laugh. But
That's so funny. That's cute.
yeah.
And does your husband complain if you light sage?
You know, he used to, but he doesn't anymore.
The losing battle.
Yeah, you know, incense, I burn Nag Champa a lot, and he used to say, oh, it smells like a cat peed in the house. You know, or I would get done saging and somebody would come in and think that I was smoking marijuana, you know.
That's ridiculous. You can't even, they don't even smell the same. That's so funny.
No, so, but yeah.
And you can smudge with anything, right? You can smudge with incense, with sage, with Palo Santo, with anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love frankincense. Oh, it feels so happy to me. It feels like home. So I just buy a lot of frankincense.
Especially now at this time of the year.
Yeah, it's a sacred scent.
Yeah.
So you can clear yourself. You can clear or light it before your ritual.
Yeah. You know, what I did a couple years ago was I bought those they're glass ornaments, and they're just glass. There's nothing on them. And then you take the hanger part off, and you put all the ingredients for the holiday. You know, cinnamon and myrrh and frankincense, and you could put mistletoe in there. You could put ivy in there. Evergreen, you can put all of that in there, and then do what we're talking about today is you can put your intention in those herbs. Even if your ornament is big enough, you can write it out on a little piece of paper, roll it up, and then put it in there, and then hang it somewhere. I used to have mine like on my kitchen window, and then it's there, you know, so whatever your intention is for the year, every morning when you're doing the dishes, you can just see it there, and it's just like, oh, you know, so.
Yeah. Well, kind of like how you charge crystals, right? So you could charge a crystal and you hold it and you tell it your intention, right? You program it, so you're programming your ornament. Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So how are we going to do this paper thing? So if anybody out there wants to do this, what is this called? Denice had me get some heavy paper and a candle.
It's just called candle scrying.
Candle scribe. And do you have to have a question in your mind?
Yeah, so it's kind of like what you had said before. It's kind of like if you do a tea leaf reading, you know, you drink your tea, but you don't put the tea in a ball, and then what's at the bottom of your glass, your cup, when you're done drinking, you kind of read what first comes to you, what pictures you see, or you really gotta unfocus your mind a little bit. So, oh, my candle is dripping all over the place here.
Kind of like that candle is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Kind of like when you're you soften your gaze to receive messages. Yeah.
So rip up, and those of you who want to do this, you can stop the video now, go find yourself a candle, get yourself a small piece of paper, but it should be like art paper.
My daughter gave me this.
Yeah. Some paper that's a little heavier, because the thin paper just starts on fire. My candle.
So we rip a piece? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, you rip a piece.
Okay. And do I start thinking of my question?
Yeah, so you just want to think of, what would you like some guidance on? What is your question? What is your issue? What do you have going on right now that you might need a little inner guidance in doing? And so what we're going to do is, once we have that intention set and we're centered, you're going to take the paper and we're going to fan it over the top of the flame. And you got to be really careful because you don't want to set it on fire. You just want the smoke to make, and you just, you know, just let your hand go as long as you want. But yeah, just watch it really close. And I have a very big, all of a sudden, like, do you see my candle? I mean, it's like,
yeah,
I've been
I got excited. That's so cool. Well, good. I'm glad. That way everybody can see. I'm going to lift mine. Mine is tiny. It's a baby little tea light.
Okay, there. You won't, that's good. You won't set anything on fire.
I hope not, because I'm right next to this laptop.
Yeah. So,
if not, it'll be more entertaining.
yeah. I'm gonna back off a little bit here. Okay, so what you want to do is just kind of center yourself, and what I always talk about is going into your heart center, because your heart also has its own brain, its own central nervous system, and that's where your intuition is. So you're just once you center and you connect and you breathe in and out of that heart center, you just want to bring a calming feeling in, something that really makes you feel happiness and joy and calmness, and you know, something that always makes you smile. And once you have that feeling, just feel that for a little bit, and then hold that feeling, and then start thinking of what your question is. What would you like a little bit of guidance on? What is your question? What is your issue that you need help with? Mm-hmm. And then you think about that. And then when it's clear in your mind, you know, you want to make sure you ask this question as clear as you can. Because if you're thinking about it in more of a distracted type of way, you're going to have a hard time getting any kind of guidance. So get that really clear in your mind, exactly what you're looking for. And then when you feel like it's set, and you still got that peaceful feeling, then you just fan your paper over the candle.
You have to get close?
Yeah, because you want the candle to blacken the other side of the paper without setting it on fire.
It's kind of hard to tell if I'm too close or not close enough.
Yeah. You might have to look at it once and go, that's too close or that's too far away. And
wow, that looks really beautiful. It looks like those Chinese lanterns.
yeah.
Is there a set time that you have to do this?
No,
You just do it until
feel like, okay, I've done it enough. I think whatever I get, I get. And then you just kind of want to flip it over and kind of unfocus your eyes.
Oh, I put my candle out.
Did ya?
Oh, wow, but it does have a lot of stuff on it.
Okay, cool. So just unfocus your eyes and kind of like reading your tea leaves. What do you got there? And sometimes you might not at first, sometimes go with the very first thing that comes to your mind. And then like me, nothing's coming right now.
I'm looking at it and mine looks like an eye. That's the first thing I saw,
okay.
like part of it.
Eye, okay. So go with that.
An eye, that was the first thing.
Go with that. Yeah, and you know, you might, like sometimes you'll see animal shapes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see maybe a number shape, or you'll just have a sense. You might not actually see something, but you'll have a sense of what that is.
So you can kind of meditate on your image.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I see a heart, and then I see what looks like an eye. Well, what comes to my mind is like Valentine's, because that's February. But I don't know what the eye could mean. But then you have to play off of that too, like see, the word see, right?
Seeing and knowing.
Maybe I'll know in February. I'll see.
Yeah, something will happen in February.
That's interesting. So now I'm going to do that again.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm going to relight my candle because it was pretty.
Yeah. And so, you might not see something right now, but through the day, you might think about it and you might go, you know what? I'm getting this. And all of a sudden it'll just.
Yeah, you let it go. Kind of like when you're trying to remember your dream.
Yeah.
You let it go and then, oh, I remember. That's so funny.
Yes. And, and it's funny because you were talking about that space between waking and non-waking when you were dreaming. That's usually when I have my most profound dreams. And we call that the hollow, that space. Because it's in between something and nothing. It's in between dark and light. And, like it's at the edge of a forest and the meadow. So we just call that the hollow. It's in between. Interesting.
That's so cool. So I hope nobody please start fires. Make sure you're in a safe environment that kids aren't around to.
And always monitor your candles. Don't, this morning, because, the solstice is a festival of the light because we're bringing in the light. And, I forgot to say though, that this solstice is so much more, it's just bigger than our normal seasons of the year because we really are bringing in the light. We're really shining the light on the dark and we're starting to really prevail now and we're really starting to gain ground and the dark is starting to, turn tail and run. So.
Ooh, I asked for a message for the solstice for everybody. The Wheel of Fortune, yay. The tables have turned in our favor. So it's a changing of the guard.
Yes.
And fortune. I mean, what a better word than fortune.
It's all about us now. I am a slave no more.
No, and bringing in the light, you're the conduit. So the vibration that you choose is very powerful. Remember, you are super powerful. So however you feel, you're sending that out.
Yeah.
Sure, it's something good because it's highly, highly contagious. So don't let anybody dictate how you feel. You decide how you feel. Because like we were talking before we got on, how I could feel the yank, the invitation to go low and no.
Yeah.
And don't hyper focus on, don't complain, don't feed other people when they're complaining. Change the subject because you're assigning that reality to them. Don't. There's this video that I watched and I wish I could remember who was speaking on it and I can't, it escapes me at the moment, but he was saying that he imagines himself, if somebody's going through a hard time, he imagines that person calling him really excited and sharing wonderful news with him. So try that. If somebody in your life is going through a challenging time, imagine them calling you and being so excited and really happy about something, and they're sharing it with you, Frodo. And they're sharing it with you,
Well, that's like what we're doing right now. you know.
We can shift somebody else's reality for them. Kind of like when at QHHT, you can do surrogate sessions. You just use your body as a vessel for someone else. You can do that with healing. And I mean, you're not hurting them because their higher self has to say yes or no anyway. So if you do healing, you can do it for your kids on behalf of them as their parent. You can do it on your loved one, on your spouse, on your boyfriend, whoever. If it's a positive intention, you can do healing on yourself and say, this is for me and so, and it will go to them, and their higher self will hold on to it. And when they're ready to receive it, they'll get it. And you've elevated someone. What a gift.
Yeah. Oh,
Let's do that for each other. If somebody's struggling, wrap them in light, wrap them in love.
You know, it's really interesting because I was looking for a giving tree this year in our area. Mm-hmm. So on Facebook, I went to Solida Facebook. I said, hey, where are the giving trees? Anybody know? All the cards that were on all the giving trees for all the kids that needed help, they were already all taken. I mean,
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Good.
Yeah. So what a great community. People are really starting to, you know, realize it's more than ever. It's coming together. It's service.
Good.
It's not, you know, it's not this old commercial. I'm a slave to consumerism. Christmas where my kid has to have the most presents under the tree, and you know,
right, and then they don't even play with them.
Yeah. It's starting to change now.
Let's shift our mindset. Yeah, and you know, if you're challenged financially right now, you don't have to buy something. You can make it, or you can help someone. If there's somebody that you see that they're struggling, help them out. You know, help them unload their groceries. Help them, you know, like the old days. Help them with whatever they need. Oh, you need your snow shoveled. Oh, you need a ride to the bus stop, whatever. I mean, within safety, of course, you know, always take care of yourself first. So if you can, I mean, don't put yourself out. If it's going to be a burden, don't do it. But if you can, and you have time, and you have something that somebody else may need, do it. And oh, that will make you feel so good. That will raise your vibration instantly. Or get on Facebook. There's plenty of people on there that need help, especially right now. I mean, the weather is not as great, and it's dark and cold, and a lot of people are missing their loved ones. There's so many people transitioning right now. There's a lot of people going through tough times, and by helping someone else, you can raise your vibration and bring healing to you when you help them to heal. So please help somebody out. Give them a shoulder to cry on. Give them a new perspective. Don't let them wallow in it, but give them a new perspective. Send them light. Let's lift each other up.
You know, I'm feeling a real calming energy right now.
Yeah.
Just with what we're doing, just kind of like.
Yes. We're changing the fabric of reality.
Yeah, it's like.
This is alchemy.
I can just go and relax now and have a glass of whatever it is you drink, and.
Or go do your chores, whatever needs to be done, but very calm. I've noticed it's okay to say no to people if there's something that you need to take care of yourself first. Like if you have your energy work to do, your protection rituals, whatever it is, a bath that you need to take, just because your sister's calling doesn't mean you got to drop everything. No, you take care of you first. Make sure your cup is filled. Make sure you're anchored, you're grounded. You've done all the little tools that you know that you need. Otherwise, you're just going to spread negativity. Don't do it. You know, pull yourself in, or as soon as you feel yourself teeter, pull yourself right back in and go to your tools. You know what you need. Watch something high vibe, you know, and bring yourself back to center. Then you can go out into the world. You know, Abraham Hicks says that if there's something important that you need to do, an important conversation, an important phone call, something where you need to call like the mortgage company or something, put yourself in the highest vibration first, then do it. And you will see miracles unfold. It really is. It's magic. I've done it myself, and wow, it blows me away every time.
Well, girl, what do you think?
I think this is wonderful, and I'm gonna tell my kids about this. They're gonna be excited.
Yeah.
They're gonna want to do it.
Yeah.
I'll have a water sprayer nearby.
You know what else you just thought? I just thought of something. You are water sprayer. Okay. What would be fun too is get a big piece of paper and get one of them squirt guns and put colored water in it and squirt a big piece of paper. Set your tension the same way because we're working with water.
Yeah.
You know. So
yeah. That's something the kids could do.
Yeah, squirt, 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 and then stop and then see what kind of message you can find. That would be fun too. Wow.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. You could do a lot. Even with that raven's blood, you could do it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. So, and it would smell good.
Yeah, it'll smell good. So happy holidays, everybody. I'm sending you lots of love, lots of light, and you can get through this. If you're going through something challenging, I am too, we all are. I'm sending you so much love. I hope you can feel the love I'm sending you, and we will get through this. I don't know how. We don't have to know how. We just have to know that we are, because we are.
We are.
We're commanding it. So
yeah. We just have to know, like the card said, we were in that time of feeling like we're not prepared, but we really are prepared. We really are. Yeah, otherwise we wouldn't.
Yeah, like a woman giving birth, you think you can't do it. You were made to do it.
That's right.
That's all of us. We were made to do this. And you're a badass. Don't forget, you're a badass.
Get that sword out.
Yeah, and say, no, I take my power back.
That's right.
I'm sovereign. I claim my sovereignty. I run this show. I run this movie. And this is how it's going because I said so.
Yeah. So what are you going to do tonight? Just be with the kids and hang with the kids?
I have to run around and get groceries and chores and 3D stuff.
Me too.
But I am in such a happy, floaty zone. I don't even care. I'm like, whatever.
Are you feeling?
I'm going to send light. That's what I do. When I go out into the public, I send them light. I'm like, wake up.
Yes. Well,
so I'm going to go spread some light.
I got to go to Natural Grocers. So
let's go raise some vibrations and send light. I imagine light coming in, flooding the grocery store, flooding wherever I go get gas, whatever. I just imagine light flooding everybody and everybody waking up, sending it to their pineal gland and activating everybody. I love doing that.
Yeah. Well, we're pillars, and it's funny because a couple of years ago, I used to go to a grocery store in Canyon City, and Canyon City is a prison city, and so it needs a lot of help. And I would go, and I would wear like an old-fashioned type hat, and I would go, and I'd have this big smile on my face, and everybody would just stop, and they would look at me, and they'd look at my hat, and you could see it just totally changed their whole thought process.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, everybody can do that. Get your hat on.
Ooh, I like when I go pay with the cashier, I wrap the cashier in light, and then I give her or him a compliment. I give them a compliment, and oh my goodness, their vibration totally changes. And I mean, it's not a fake compliment. If there's something to compliment, like, oh my goodness, you're so fast.
Yeah.
You changed the whole day. I love doing that. Let's go spread some cheer.
Yeah. I do that every day too. I always give, gratitude and thankfulness. And I'm always thankful for everything I have. And I'm thankful for the hands that prepared it. And I'm thankful for the sacrifice that was always made, because somewhere along the line, there's a sacrifice made for everything, some of the stuff that I have. So,
and how amazing that we are provided what we need.
Yeah.
You may not have it how you want it, but you have what you need.
Right.
And thank God for that. Yeah. So, positive energy to all of you watching. So much love.
Yeah.
And please comment below if you have any tools, tips, tricks, any rituals that you do. Let's share our knowledge, share our information, spread some love.
Yes. And
Everybody can use love. And stay tuned. We'll have some more.
Yeah. And stay
Have a
tuned.
beautiful, blessed day.
Yeah. One of these shows you and I are going to do it live.
Oh, we got to figure it out first.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I felt like a caveman with this Ascension flu. I don't know if anybody else is feeling it. It's just achiness, no sleep.
Yeah. Yesterday I was trying to figure it out, and it was just like my brain was not going there. I mean, but I'm gonna figure it out one of these days, and we'll surprise everybody, and we'll be live.
Yay!
So
we will do it. That's on the intention list.
Yeah. So we're ready. So all right. Well, I guess that is it for today. Thanks for joining us on this great solstice, and be the light. Because we're bringing in the light, like Sylvia says, be the light. Go out there and share that light with everyone. And once again, thanks for joining us.
Bye, everybody.